Yo guys, welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're taking a look at the event quest that's going on right now. If you complete all the objectives, eventually you get your hands on a tier 4 selector. Now just like me, you guys probably don't have enough points as of right now, but within a week you'll get enough points to actually get your hands on this selector. The selector has 14 characters, and in this video I'm going to be going over each and every single one of these characters, talking about their value and if they're worth picking. I'm also going to be making a tier list with all these characters. This is what the tier list is going to look like. It has 4 different tiers, starting off with the not worth it tier. These are characters who have barely any value or use case in the game. Moving forward, we have some value. They're usable in certain cases, they're very niche to their own game modes, or have some usability in PvP. Then we have the characters who are going to be in the good value. Here, characters are usable in multiple stages of Alliance battle and have very decent PvP value. And then finally, we have the best tier. This is where you get the best value for whichever character you pick. Now that I've explained the tier list, we can finally move on to our first character. So we're going to be starting off with Ant-Man. He's one of the worst picks from this whole selector. He has decent typing, but like his scores are just not good enough to compete with the meta. Hence why I'm going to be putting him at the bottom of the tier list. He's not worth picking and you guys should definitely stay away from him. Another character similar to him is, in my opinion, Shadow Shell. She has been out for a long time and she needs a rework to be relevant to this meta. Again, she has decent typing as she is a human female speed type character, but Luna is just the best in her category, and there are alternatives that you can use to score much better than what Shadow Shell will provide you with. So she gets added to the bottom tier as well. Following that, we have Moon Knight. While he's a fan favorite for his show, unfortunately he is washed. He has good typing as well, combat human male superhero, but there are characters who are better than him even in this selector. He's also a part of a team up collection, and even with those additions, he's just not good enough. So he is also not worth picking. Another addition to the bottom of the tier list. Now we move up a tier with Iron Man. Iron Man is actually a decent PvE character, but his value is very limited to World Boss Legends and GBR. And in my opinion, those game modes aren't good enough for me to put this character at a higher tier. He isn't a bad choice per se, however, I just don't think his value is good enough, especially for like new players or free-to-play players. Even after being in the Avengers Team Up collection, I have to put him near the bottom of this tier list. Next up, we have Dr. Octopus. Even though he has alternatives, as a combat villain, his scores are still very competitive. The only reason I am putting him here is because you have an alternative pick in Hulk in this selector, and he's much harder to play compared to Hulk. Not to mention, he's not even that good in alternative PvE game modes like World Boss Legends or GBR. So he ends up right above Iron Man. Following that, we have Black Widow. If you pair up Agent Venom with her, she's actually usable in PvP. However, the only issue is you need Agent Venom fully built with his artifact, and you also need her artifact for that Giga Dodge. And even though she is usable, she's not that good. So like, you'll only see her being used in Otherworld battle and occasionally in Team Battle Arena. With her old uniform, she's actually a very good striker for Alliance battle. However, I wouldn't really recommend picking her from this selector, especially if you are a newbie player. So she ends up with Dr. Octopus and Iron Man in the some value tier. Next up, we have Sharon Rogers. With the new changes to Alliance battle, her value in PvE went up massively. Before that, she wasn't meta for anything, but she was really strong character for World Boss Legends and GBR. But now she also has some value in Alliance battle, but it is still one restriction, so her value overall from this selector is debatable. If her latest uniform wasn't paywall, I would have probably put her in the good value tier, but since it is a paywall uniform, I'm gonna leave her at the some value tier. Right after that, we have Black Bolt. Similar to Sharon Rogers, he also saw his value go up in Alliance battle with a new restriction being introduced for inhuman characters. He is also a seasonal uniform, however he is a crystal cost seasonal uniform, so when the time comes you can probably pick up his best uniform. But the main reason why I think he is good value is because he is potentially going to receive a rework in the future. So it's almost like a future investment. It's still debatable if he is a good value or some value character, so I'm just gonna leave him at the top of some value, but you could say he's like at the bottom of good value as well. Following that, we have Spider-Man. He's one of my favorite characters in the whole Marvel universe. Similar to Black Widow, he is also a PvP character who heavily relies on their Giga Dodge artifact. The only reason why I would give him a slight edge over Black Widow is because I think, from my testing at least, he hits harder than Black Widow in PvP. So if you have his artifact, I would definitely say that he is a good value pick from this selector. Next up, we have Captain America, the jack of all trades. He is decent in PvP and PvE. You can use him in PvP, but he will heavily rely on Weapon Hex's support ability. And for PvE, he's good, but he can't really compete with the top metas. So if I were to build him, I would probably build him with the destruction for hybrid value. Hence why I think he is a decent pick from this selector, making him the next addition to the good value picks. Now we move on to Hulk. Hulk is a very good pick from this selector, especially if you are a newer player. He holds massive value in PvE in almost every single game mode. I was debating whether I should put him in the best value or good value because he has this whole HP gimmick that his damage is based on his HP. So you need a lot of HP on your cards, and on top of that you also need a very premium character in Abomination with a seasonal uniform to get the best out of your Hulk. So initially I was thinking of adding him at the top of good value, but the more that I think about his overall value and potential, I had to add him to the best value tier. Following that, we have Venom. Venom with the new uniform is actually insane. He's very good for PvE, and with the new changes to Alliance Battle, he qualifies for more stages than he used to in the previous restrictions. In addition to that, he is an insane World Boss Legends character. So if you're planning on pushing World Boss Legends Plus, he is definitely a very good pick. And due to his overall PvE value, he also gets added to the best value tier. And the penultimate addition to this tier list is Storm. Storm with the new uniform is absolutely cracked. Not only is she insane as a DPS, she also has support buffs on this uniform. How much better value can you get from a character? Her previous uniform was a paywall uniform, and with the new uniform, she actually got released from the paywall prison. So for the crystals, you get a massive bang for your buck. She gets added to the top of the best value tier. And now for the final addition to the tier list, we have Thor. In my opinion, he's one of the best selections from this tier list. I genuinely recommend every single player in the game to tier 4 Thor, especially if you are a newbie player. He provides insane value in farming, and when you are starting off, farming can really help boost your account's growth. The only place I'd say he lacks a little bit of value is Alliance Battle, but still, with the other value that he provides, he is also going in the best value tier. If you have been playing for a while, Storm would definitely be number 1 in the best value, but if you are a brand new player, I'd have to say Thor is the best value pick from this selector. But yeah, that concludes our list. The choice you make should be based on what you need in your roster. Think it through, take some time, and make the correct decision. But at the end of the day, be sure to have some fun. At the end of the day, this is a game, so you don't really have to take it that seriously. But looking at the tier list, what changes would you make? Let me know your thoughts down below. And if this tier list was helpful to you guys, be sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. We finally hit 900 subs and we are so close to 1,000. I genuinely appreciate all the love and support. But that's it from me, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.